SEC.
The SEC store.
The SEC store. That's actually funny.
SEC shop.
We should do that.
No,
we should really. No, we should do that.
No,
Why
we
not?
shouldn't.
We should do that.
No. Let's not taunt
Of course
the
we
alligator.
should. Of course, it's a great idea. Sorry.
I think that we found a very good ambassador to present Triton on TV.
On what?
I think that we found a very good ambassador to present Triton on TV.
On TV?
Yep.
Which TV?
Any TV. Any TV.
He's talking about. Are you talking about me?
Yeah.
Who's watching TV? I mean, come on. Why you're putting our Ron in that hole?
I haven't turned on my television set in probably 2 years.
I don't have a television set. This is so much not cool.
I have the flat screen on the wall, but it's basically just a decoration. Might as well.
I even don't have the flat screen. Well, I do have in Bulgaria. I do have flat screen on, but it doesn't.
I don't know why it's there.
It's not connected to anything.
Yeah. No, mine's connected. And I actually pay for cable. I pay for cable. I don't watch.
No, I don't.
I actually need to. I need to disconnect my cable. I don't know what the hell I'm doing that for.
I don't know.
Yeah. Now you can connect. I can just connect through Wi-Fi. I can just connect my computer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When I go to my mom, she's watching TV. Like she's watching TV, despite the fact she's like, so it's constantly on, and I have to listen to that.
Yeah.
Before I find, because it's like always on, and before I find this thing that switch it off, I have to listen to that. And this is such a horrible, piece of lying sheep on the
it's the same thing with my mother.
Shits into your ears. Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah. Like how people are watching that. I don't understand. Like,
I don't know. It's intolerable at this point. I mean, and she sits there and she watches the news. The news on television. Oh God, it's so painful, and I can't do anything about it. It's her house, it's her rules, and I sit there and I just, oh God, I always bring my laptop so I can, and I put in my earphones and I just tune it out.
No, I just switch it off. When I actually, because you kind of don't realize that you're hearing that, and then on some point they say something particularly so fucking ridiculous that you just wake up and say, what did I just heard? Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, I can't switch it off. It's her TV. I have to respect her, but
I switch. I'm respecting her by switching that shit off. Like, no, she knows that,
she knows you
will be off for a while I'm there,
Funny stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. Not as many participants today, I see.
They will come.
If you stream it, they will come.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's 2 minutes after. 1 more minute?
Yeah, when we can start and
we can start. Okay. Well, let's start. Okay.
It will be an intimate and short stream.
Yes, it will.
I have only 1 hour straight.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I think we don't have a lot today, so let me get mine out of the way. So, hi everybody, welcome to weekly update number 38. Thank you for coming as always. As Mita just mentioned a second ago, we don't have that much to cover. Most of it's going to be technical updates, so I'll just get sort of the vegetables out of the way, if you will, and Mita will take it from there. And as is tradition, we'll have Q&A at the end. So let's start with token distributions. As promised last week, the first batch of vested tokens, vested stakes, went out to the D pool address for new validators. I believe the first batch had 32 in it, and we'll be sending out the second batch this week, which should have 102 validators in it. So there's that. Also, the additional reward winners for the Magister Ludi game got their tokens this week, or excuse me, last week, as did the winner of the Telegram contest, as did the winners of the hardware device app contest. as did the TON Serve testers for stage 2. The winners of the Latin American vote audit contest or ballot audit contest, I should say, got theirs. And finally, the Korean Sub-governance got their tokens for their contests based on a proposal. So that about covers that. Congratulations to everyone, to all of you. As for new contests, the Decentralized PR contest is now active. So if you don't know about it or need to learn more about it, please go and read on the Global Governance website, gov.freeton.org, and make a submission. Good luck to all of you. And that is it for me. Short and sweet.
Yeah. Let me, by the way, start. I forgot about that, about PR contest and the technicalities around that. So the contest has started, and there are people listed in the forum which are community representatives that community proposed, and we just, because no one objected, so it's accepted. Now, you need, if you want, so again, just to remind that if you need to start working on the materials, and what you need is to engage one of the community members. And I have been engaged by one of PR agencies already, and start kind of running this text through them. Now, we are, the DeBot, Depressed DeBot is not there yet. We're working on it. So it will take like 7-10 days to do that. So meantime, you cannot submit the text up, but because you have preparation work, which probably will take you like 7-10 days at least, then it shouldn't be a problem. So whenever the Depressed DeBot will be there, it will be announced, and you will be able to, because remember that you need to submit the text, and you also need the representative of the community that worked with you on that text will need to also sign for this DeBot this text. This text is going to be obviously cryptographically signed and hashed and so on. So like you will be able to prove that it's your text, and then the community representative will be able to prove that they approve this text, and that's it. From that point, that's all you need to do. You will need to submit these texts, whatever amount of text you want to submit, and then you will need to submit also the links to the publications that you want to be counted. And the jury is not going to check any text, is not going to substantively check anything, except for that the link that you submitted is leading to the text that you submitted before, that you was the first to submit this text, that the text is signed by the community representative, and that the publication which you are submitting is in the top 200 alexa.com domain list. That's all. That's just technical thing. And then the amount of these publications will be counted, and the PR agency or whoever who has most of these publications will win, simply speaking. So jury is added from the wiki group because
I have the list. So it's not going to be the global governance jury that's going to look at this. It's going to be people from Wiki, from the jurors from the Wiki Sub-governance, from the Community Voice Sub-governance, from the Web and Design Sub-governance, from the influencers, global communications, and SMM Sub-governances. All the content creators, basically.
And again, they don't need to judge anything. It's just an objective judgment by counting the amount of publications and the publications that answering the requirements. We will probably write some script to do that. So it will be it could be actually automated, but just because we didn't have that script, so we can. So it's not a subjective contest. It's an objective contest measurement.
And I believe it's 26 or 27 days long. So
for the first, but it will be if it goes well, it will be repetitive like every month. Let's see how it goes the first one, what the results we get, and it's like that. So
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I was going to introduce the topics you were going to cover, which is RustNet tokens and a technical update to that, TIP2, TIP2, or TON improvement proposal number 2, and the DGO Sub-governance or Decentralized Governance Organization has a part 2 contest.
Not yet. Not yet. I will update.
So yeah. So those are the topics that are going to be covered, and we're going to try to keep it all under an hour. So please, me too.
No, I will. Yeah, I will. It will take me like 10 minutes, and we can go to the question.
Q&A. Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, let's start with the Rust node. So we erroneously started to distribute tokens on the Rust network. That was a mistake because actually it was just miscommunication between 2 parts of our team, and nothing happened. And then I just asked to shut down the network, because it was it wasn't supposed to be like we were supposed to restart the network and then distribute tokens, but we didn't restart the network yet, and the tokens weren't distributed, and well, that's fine. Just we got the good results already. Like the people started to pile up into the validation. But anyway, the network will shut down. We didn't update that network. It's an old network. It has a known bug, and one of the person who discovered this bug actually will get tokens for that inside the contest, so it's noted. Yeah, but this bug is long fixed. Just the network never updated. So the new network is supposed to be running either today or tomorrow, and depends on that. There are many people who ask to start the contest a little later, like 2 days, 3 days later, because of the DevOps contest that's running. But probably we might be delaying the start by 2-3 days, just because not because the difference between end of DevOps contest and the start of RustCup, but because the DevOps contest itself, they need the latest node for DevOps and the network, and therefore it's just not fair to them. So maybe like if DevOps Sub-governance wants to prolong the contest for 2-3 days, then they're welcome to do so. In any event, so the network will be start even today or tomorrow. The delay is because we're running a very special test, and simply because we didn't update it on Monday, we have discovered some in the special configuration like we're running now on the test, where we restrict the amount of sharding to get maximum results on one shard. It's wrong word, shard. Need to stop one thread. There are some optimizations that we're doing on this performance of one shard, one thread performance, and so it's always in a state we want to add more, like versus let's just cut it and deliver. It's good enough already. It works fine. But since we already know what optimizations we want to do, and it may be taking just a few hours, so it's like kind of constant debate between ourselves. So yeah, anyway, this debate will be finished today, and either we will roll out today the network, which is like the master that we have now, or you will see some additional commits. By the way, the new master, which was an updated, which is part of the reason why we didn't want to, apart from the bug, which is just stupid mistypes and bug kind of, we wanted to introduce the multi-threaded collateral and validator, and that's already been into the master. So anyway, either today or tomorrow, and once that deployed, then the tokens will go again to the people who has submitted their contact details into the form, which has been published. So I think that's it about Rust. So if you have any more questions, I ran a Russian AMA session last Friday. I was really tired, so I may say some stupid things, but anyway. So if anyone need an AMA on RustCup in English or anything like that, just let me know, let Roman know, and we will organize that as well. So
and AMA means AMA.
AMA,
right? Yes,
yeah. So again, that's all. But it looks really good. I mean, the Rust node really looks really good now, and we're really excited for the RustCup. Looking forward to it, to not sleeping for next 30 days or so.
Nothing new.
Yeah, exactly. So TIP2. There is a proposal I posted on TIP2, a proposal like TON improvement proposal 2, and I also posted a contest, and I will explain for people who didn't have a chance to read it. Basically, it's a naming proposal for I wouldn't call it domain names, because it's not a domain, it's any name. You can basically name your contract or your ADNL address, whatever you want. And instead of calling for these numbers, the addresses that we do now, we introduce the names, like alphanumeric names that anyone can register. And the TIP2 is describing how it is done, how we want to do it. It's a totally distributed way to do that. Again, unlike how it was implemented in TON DNS originally, which, by the way, the contract that went into TON DNS implementation on the original, network testnet was written by member of TON Labs. Now, well, he wasn't a member of TON Labs when he wrote it, Alexander Murzin, who is now working for TON Labs. And but this implementation was not so good in terms of architecture, because it was basically a list of, a simple list. Oh, not so simple, but still between the addresses and the names. The proposal of TIP2, it makes it completely decentralized, and it heavily relies on the principles of TIP3 token kind of idea. I wouldn't say same principle, but idea, and utilizes a lot the opportunities that given to developers because of because of how TON actually, like TON smart contract architecture works, and how addresses are resolved, and the differences between the addresses and the code, and so on and so forth. It uses hashes heavily, and hash searches, and so on and so forth. So I argue anyone who want to participate in the contest to actually implement the system, to read the TIP2 design proposal, and there is a DGO Sub-governance who will discuss on Thursday this contest. So if you want to participate, you're welcome to participate in this discussion as well. But once it's implemented, there is a completely distributed, decentralized way to name any contract, and there will be an auction contract for auctioning these names, and to register. So I hope you like it. By the way, this architecture is not only good for names. It can be used and will be used in other very interesting conceptual application designs, which I'm not going to discuss now. But if you want, I just kind of tipping you that you can utilize the same principle to create many wonderful applications, which just you need to kind of open your mind, and you will see what brilliant stuff you can do with that. Actually, I won't talk about that more, but we will introduce one of such applications in the coming, I hope, by the end of February. We'll describe it and and implement the prototype of that. So, but you're welcome to build on top. Yeah. So that's about TIP2. What else, Ron, do you want from me?
What else do I want from you? Let's see. You had something the DGO wanted to present.
Oh, the DGO is not yet formalized, but it will be this week. So no update there yet.
Okay, so no contest, no nothing.
It will be a contest, but it will be two contests.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah, that's right.
It will be two contests starting, one from the second part of the contract and another for the front-end development on top of this contract, second part of contracts for the contests and stuff like that, jury.
Okay, but not ready yet. Not ready to talk about it yet.
Not ready yet. Not ready yet. So
okay, well, guess what?
Brilliant.
So I guess because you know, in all fairness, is there anybody that wants to say a word? You have to be kidding me. Really?
No, I have a question.
Of course you do.
I went through the TIP2 proposal and I noticed that Mitya suggesting to use slash instead of dot, just do not miss with a common DNS system. Is it correct?
Yes, absolutely. I can explain why.
Yeah, could you please?
Yeah, because we don't want people to start squatting domains such as google.com, microsoft.com, you know, twitter.com and stuff like that. And that's one thing. And also then it can be used, like if you create, for example, a resolving like proxy and add it to the browser somehow, or an extension that would resolve these domains, then you would resolve, like it can be used for phishing. So for example, you like do google.com, for example, domain, or some bank domain, and then it resolves in the browser for the user to your site through the free TON DNS. And then, you know, this site can be used for phishing your like passwords and stuff like that. So in order to avoid that, we simply just prohibit the dot in general, and instead of dot, we use slash. And also, if you think about this, it is more in TON OS kind of spirit, right? In operating system, when you go with, you know, levels of the file system, like it's more intuitive to use slash instead of like dots. And I wanted it to be a kind of more resembling the operating system environment, because it is a multi-processor, you know, basically, and the operating system on top of that. So following that convention, I think it's more appropriate.
Yeah, but from other side, dots are easy to read, and it's easy to separate different words than comparing to slash. So,
slash is not for separating words. Slash is for separating levels.
Yeah, I understand, levels. But different levels.
You still even with today, even if today domain system, you have a domain name with dot, which basically, by the way, the dot does not separate the levels. The dot is separating the domain zones, which we don't have. So that's what dot for. And then if you want to further separate, like going to the page, even in today domain systems, you use slash. So it's nothing like, because even in domain system you use slash because you're using file system to go there to this file, which is like the page.html or whatever file. So in that respect, it doesn't break any convention. It just eliminates dot because we don't have any zones. We don't have any. This proposal is eliminating totally like the hierarchical tree necessity. So there is just no need for it.
Mm-hmm. And doing this, you are like prohibiting the possibility to merge the existing DNS and this distributed name system. For example, if you would allow dots, it will be possible to buy some top-level domain and add some parts from TON, free TON distributed names, and we will, as a result, we will receive a common system which will allow internet user to open some URL in browser, and that URL will go through top-level domain. Then some proxy from Triton community will get the name and open website or web page or web application from a blockchain. And prohibiting dots, you are prohibiting this possibility.
I don't really see that, because you cannot resolve simultaneously into two domains. Like, you can resolve it either to this one or to this one. So when you pass this query, you still pass the query into a particular engine or particular proxy that you want to resolve from. And if you take, for example, your domain name, like say google.com, and then you have /freeton / whatever, if you would resolve it into google.com, then the google.com could redirect you into the resolving this part, which is the freeton / whatever, into the freeton proxy, DNS proxy, that would resolve to the correct address. So you can do that, yes. I don't see why you cannot do that.
Okay, so you are add from the right part and DNS name. Okay, got it, thank you.
Okay, do we have any more comments, questions? Does anybody want to say something? Oh, this will make a record. If nobody else has anything to say, this is going to be the fastest stream we've ever had. We're going to not keep it under an hour. We're going to keep it under a half hour.
Well, a lot of questions were answered during last 4 or 5 days, because the RustCup obviously is the most active topic of discussion currently in the, or at least the validator community. And there is also very active DeFi community, which usually, again, discussing these in their respective sub-governance and so on.
Okay, well, I mean, we don't have any more updates, so unless somebody has a question, we're gonna say goodbye. So last chance for Romance.
Hey, Ron?
Yeah, Hector.
Hey, I have a small presentation.
Sure, go ahead.
So we can probably make it 35 minutes instead of 30.
No, we're not going to do that. Try to keep it under 5.
Okay, let me share my screen. Hold
on. Roman, you'll probably need to give
rights. Moment.
Okay.
Done.
Thanks, Roman. Okay, guys, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is a quick update on our sub-governance here in Mexico. We've been moving as the last time, we showed up and we didn't have much. We're growing. We are constantly doing new things and improving. So hopefully before March, we will be bigger than we expected and with our targets achieved. So first of all, our agenda, it's what we did, our roadmap for these couple months, PR and promo, the contest, and the Latin American engagement. So what we did so far with the fund ideas, we received the first 1,000 users of Crystal Wallet, which is the wallet we created last year. We developed a mobile version of the wallet, and we have a affiliate program system that is being tested and will be released soon. On the advertising side, we have partnered with a YouTube blogger, that's at our Freeton Mexico program. We agreed to list Tron Crystal on Bitnovo exchange. We placed advertising posts on 4 resources. We have 4 gradually introduced users to the community. We are preparing some translations of educational articles for the Mexican community, which would fit our educational side on the roadmap that we presented before, which is pretty much similar to the Binance Academy. This will be something similar, but regarding Tom Crystal, of course.
Would you be? I apologize to interject, but would that would you be able to include that as part of the Free TON Academy?
Yeah, of course. Should I move on?
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah. Sorry.
No problem, man. Yeah. Well, we have a new landing page to attract target traffic, and we have chosen new joiners and members. Also, we have a redesigned website, so new website updates. We have added or make it easier for navigation. We have updated the mobile version because the mobile version was pretty lame, to be honest. And website ready to launch a PR company. That was a typo. That was a PR campaign. So far we have basically done the web development. We are moving on right now on PR and social media promotion, which are our basic target to attract more people. And our goal right now is 5,000 members. Now it's a little more realistic than the numbers that we had before. And basically these will lead us to a community growth. In the next couple of weeks, it will appear the Bitnovo partnership that we mentioned before, the PR campaign Latin America. And we're basically connecting or hoping to connect with 3 more partners. Not exactly just, we're not trying to just go for exchanges. We're trying to find use cases. It's a little bit harder than we thought, but we are looking for that. We will do some promotion on crypto forums, launch new promotion contest. So we are basically aiming to do this before March. So we will include, we will try to get the 5,000 members. Also launch an online store, probably to sell hats like the ones you have right now, Ron, with TON payment, PR and Instagram promo, and YouTube promotion. That's pretty much it with TON Mexico.
Okay, thanks.
Excellent.
Really
great.
Yeah, a couple of questions. Bitnovo proposal with integration. I'm assuming that proposal will go to the Mexican sub-governance?
Hold on.
Or is that going to go to the global governance?
I believe it was going to the Mexican sub-governance, but I'm free to, if you guys want me to post it on the global, it's no problem.
Well, no. No, I would prefer it to go to your sub-governance.
Okay, now you want to blame it on me, Ron, right?
No.
Actually, it's like we actually want to gradually reduce the amount of things that goes to the global governance in general, because the global governance, just to remind, will be replaced by the SMV voting. And of course, you don't want to drop hundreds of proposals on all the community. Like that would not scale. There will be just, people will not vote for, for so many proposals.
Right.
So
in
general, you want to limit the amount of proposals for the global community to basically delegate that to some sub-governance anyway. So either it will be like a vertical sub-governance that deals with all the exchanges, for example, part of the community, or you can do that inside this your sub-governance.
Okay.
Thank you, Hector. That's great. Man. Yeah.
No, thank you.
Happy about it. Good. I also PM'd you, by the way. I had a question for you about. Well, anyway, I PM'd you.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out.
Okay. All right. Who else has a question? Who else has something they'd like to say? Are we done? Are we going to do the 3, 2, 1 thing? Somebody want to take it?
About the questions.
Maybe I have question for Hector if you have some time. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Okay,
Hector.
Hector, maybe I want to know about Mexican, about some kind. Would you like to have some partnership or some relationships with SMM sub-governments, as maybe you have, we want to make some, I don't know how to say, maybe some synergy with others. That's why maybe you have some good copywriters, or maybe you have content writers, and we can talk about it in PM. And maybe you would like to have some partnership with us, and you have good writers, and maybe we can talk about it to make some social marketing, to help you make some social marketing, or make social marketing with you. That's what I mean, because one of our vector now is to start some internalization, to start relationships with other countries, and so on.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we'll be glad to cooperate. Send me a DM and we can discuss it. But for us, we have all the willing to do it. Of course, we would like to help you out.
Okay, so I will write you. We'll also have a contest for all people in TON. It's the main thing for all people, for all good writers in TON. It's SMM contest, and I will write you about it too after session. Thank you.
Perfect. I'll be waiting. No problem.
Thank you, Darkwing Duck.
Thank you.
It was one of my favorite cartoons as a kid. So, it's awesome.
Thank you.
All right. And by the way, Hector, I love the sailfish in the back.
Oh
Yeah. I see it too. It's great.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things to do when I'm in the Caribbean. So I love it and miss it. And anyway, why'd you have to show me that? Okay.
There is another question.
Yes.
In YouTube or in Zoom.
In Zoom, yes. Data functions. That's our good friend John. Go ahead. John? John?
Probably internet problems.
Maybe. Could be.
I also, as we're waiting for John, I also saw a couple of questions on the forum on the PR contest that just kicked in, that Meetup actually is initiated. And I don't know, Meetup or Ron, if you guys had a chance to look at it, if you can just kind of voice a couple
which one?
There were quite a few questions. My 2 cents on that was that, I don't know, Meetup, just feel free to talk on top of that. The intent of this contest is really to get top-notch articles in top-notch, magazines or other sort of media, like, TechCrunch, Decrypt, Wall Street Journal, whatever. And because what I'm a little bit afraid, and I just want to voice it out, and maybe jury should think about that, is like formally Alexa 200,000 top has a lot of stuff that you can fulfill mechanically. For example, obviously YouTube is there, as number 2, I think, actually. Reddit is like number 7. So formally, like articles at Reddit or short video on YouTube actually solves, and satisfies the criteria formally. So that kind of stuff would not be appreciated because the intent is different. That's kind of the 2 cents that I wanted to bring. Have a reading through the questions on the forum on that contest. Which
I've seen those questions. I can't answer.
Yeah, definitely it's not an intent, and definitely the mass media like platforms which allows for user-generated content should be excluded. And yeah, that unfortunately I didn't see these comments because I kind of answered some comments and probably went away, and I didn't look at them. So that is excellent comment, and I think we need to make a quickly adjustment to the contest terms to basically say that any user-generated content sites should be excluded. So only publications where there is an editorial team could be there. So yeah, you're totally correct.
That answer the question?
Ron, we need to run an adjustment. That's to the contest. Like when you
Okay, write it up.
I would make just spend a couple of more minutes on the forum because there are a couple of more tricky ones like this. So I think we do need like a small adjustment to make sure we don't have a mess.
Yeah, but basically any user-generated contest should not be allowed. Like that's I think that would cover it.
Yeah, just write an amendment. No, we'll put it on the forum, let people talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can like generally I can even provide a list of publications inside 200,000, but it will take a lot of time. It's kind of easy to understand what they are. I think the user-generated content probably covers it, but if you see any kind of holes in that concept, please let me know.
Okay. All right. Any more questions or comments from within the call? Oh, John, I think is trying to. Somebody's trying to talk. John, you had a question, right? You wanted to speak, but it's very hard to hear you. The connection's not good. We can't hear you. I can hear you, but I can't hear you.
You can hear me now?
Oh, there we go. There you are.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm a bit of a distance, but I just wanted to update the community on the beginning of the African program after the voting of the African SG. So we have 2 proposals already published today, and we've started our social media campaign. So I had the social media SG. They have some kind of contest. So it would be important if they can link with us and see how we can help one another. So I just wanted to update on the progress of the African project. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, John. And go check that out. Go to the African Sub-governance and take a look at what the contests they have. So excellent. All right, I think we can go ahead and sort of move to questions, right, from YouTube, unless somebody, last chance for romance. No. Okay. Question comes from MoveTon. Is it possible to make a collaboration proposal to a sub-governance? I don't see why not, as long as it just like we were speaking with Hector just a moment ago. Absolutely, I think you can do that, as long as it fits within the framework of what that sub-governance does. I think that makes sense, unless anybody's opposed to that.
I know Korean community is coming up actually with a couple of contests around the partnerships. I guess one thing that we should do is to advise the initial members of all governances to follow the guidelines for the collaboration proposals that are posted on the forum. Minimal tokens up front, etc., just to make sure,
or not at all,
consistent work, or not at all, that we're consistent across the ecosystem.
Yeah, absolutely. Just remember, but when you make a proposal to sub-governance, you're making a proposal to their budget, not the global governance budget, which actually in the long term, that's how it is supposed to work. When we have not, what do we have, 15 sub-governances? I forget. No, we have 22 partnerships and 15 sub-governances. Once we have 115, then everything will be taken care of on a sub-governance level, and then there will also be a sub-governance level, and so on and so forth. It's actually the right way to go. So this would set a good precedent. So I would say not only can you, but maybe you should. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, the one I talking about was the platform for taking developer contests.
Okay. Well, sure. I mean, for which sub-governance? For developer experience?
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely. Why not? Okay. Next question or comment, I guess, is Bitnovo seems to be just an exchange point, crypto to euro, not a trading platform. Hector, I think that question might be for you.
Yeah. It's not exactly well, it is considered an exchange, but it doesn't have that much of trading pairs. But we are still trying to get Bitso, that's definitely the exchange. That's the best exchange in Mexico, in my opinion. It has the most trading pairs and the most liquidity. We're trying to get that, but I don't know. They really just closing every possible entry. We're looking in that. I know Bitnovo might not be the best exchange, to be honest, but I mean, it's our first attempt. I mean, we're trying to look for others. I don't know if that answered the question.
No, I think it did. I think it answered. So, okay. And
I actually don't think the exchanges are so important, because what you see on exchanges is adding more exchanges. It just thins the volume. It's usage that will bring
as we said, the use cases are what really matters.
Yeah,
not exactly the
exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Once you have a use cases, then you have like volume on the exchange, and then exchanges is not a problem. I mean, they will come actually by themselves if you have generated a lot of interest in the token. And so I think we just need to slowly build up these use cases, or slowly or faster, whatever.
But the basis should be on use cases, not the exchanges. Yeah, we agree on that.
Yeah, and we believe, like I believe personally, that what will bring use cases is DeBots and everything around that. And I argue any wallet is very wrong word for for Freeton, but any wallet to start looking into DeBots and start looking for implementing the DeBots, because that will bring use cases, this interfaces.
Yeah, I think it also, just to underscore that when you use the term use cases, people can interpret it differently. I think what we're talking about is use cases on chain, right? So that they're actually using the ton.
Definitely.
Okay. Look, that's it for questions. That's it for presentations. And unless somebody has something more to discuss or another question, this is your last chance. And we're going to bid you farewell until next Tuesday.
I have a question, Ron, like for everybody, not just for you. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it to the AMA with Dune network. So I'm just wondering, in a couple of words, how did it go? And what's the consensus of the community on this one? Because from what I'm hearing, Dune is going to the vote on their network like today. So in a few days, we'll have their okay. So and the question is our community prepared to welcome Dune and do that merge? So I don't know if that's worth a couple of minutes of discussion.
I just, to add, I was on that discussion. It wasn't a voice AMA, it was a chat AMA. And I had a few technical difficulties in Discord, but the consensus was definitely very positive. They're very gung-ho. They want to do it. So, as far as Dune Network is concerned, it seems very, very good from their end. And yeah, now it really is up to the Freeton community to determine whether or not it's worth it. I personally think it would be would set a very incredible precedent, would be a great PR piece, and plus would bring a whole lot of very experienced developers to the network. But that's just me. Does anybody have an opinion on this? SMB in action. No, nobody has anything to say. Okay.
Yeah, I have an opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, Tesos forever.
Yeah. Well, actually, like it's more nuanced than that, Vanya. It's a little bit more nuanced than that. Tesos, again, the Dune team did not in like their technical, what they wanted to do is not develop the protocol. They wanted to develop tools like languages, formal verification, and stuff like that on top of the protocol. So they choose Tesos as a protocol, which because they knew that, because they worked on on Tesos mainnet, helping Tesos developing some stuff. So they knew, and it was like natural for them. But as a protocol, Tesos is just not good enough, and they now want to switch their effort to more advanced protocol, which Freeton is, and that's perfectly fine. From my perspective, it's great, and they will continue to work on what they really want to concentrate on, which is like a design of the languages, tools, and formal verification and all that stuff, and go also DeFi, and so they can contribute a lot to our development efforts, and from their perspective, they will just have a much better, much more advanced blockchain technology and community to create their work on top of.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I didn't mean any negative value of my comment. I just wanted to say that I tried last weekend. I tried to build a simple smart contract on Tesos, and it took me for maybe 1 day or 2 days to build one in browser. So I think their developer tools are really great, and there is a school behind that.
Yeah, I totally agree. And we'll welcome them to Freeton. Just I don't know what the status is actually.
Ben from Dune is going to join us here in a minute.
Oh, okay, great.
He's a great guy. Actually, had a chance to talk to him. My concern on the thing was that this whole vesting, that those tokens don't hit the market, which is obviously there is no issue. We're in organic demand supply situation, but that could be a lot of tokens. But apparently what's happening is that they want to work on kind of quasi-automatic transition from baking on Dune into staking on Freeton. So the tons would go into staking rather than go into the open market. So I think that concern is mostly gone as well. You want to give him a word? Give Ben a word, Ron?
Yeah, I am. I'm waiting for Rahman to let him in.
Yeah, one moment.
Just to effectively spend the time, I actually sent a picture to Ron and a couple of other folks. I was one of the early partners. Crypterium finalized the integration with TON Crystal. So you now have the whole functionality. Like you can buy with a credit card around the world. You can sell and get it. You can withdraw. You can get a loan in tons. You can pay for different goods in restaurants with tons. So I was a witness of the first, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, if somebody else did that, but the first restaurant bill paid with TON crystals. It's 3 hours today.
Yeah.
The tip as well. That was quite neat.
I saw that.
More of that stuff.
That was cool.
The ecosystem was real. Was real stuff. It's coming.
I know people using.
From what I know, Changely, I think, is coming as well. Nikita, correct me if I'm wrong. It's coming any day, basically, with with a whole bunch of functionality for TON Crystal.
Yeah, I just really hope we will do the stablecoin as fast as possible, and these things need to be probably paid with stablecoin instead of, because I would not ever pay restaurant bill with TON crystals, because everyone will then make a fun of me, like with the Bitcoin pizza in 10 years. I will like, you paid your restaurant bill for $100 million, like great.
This is not a financial advice.
Not a financial advice, no.
If anybody wants
contact your local professional.
If anybody wants to buy the check, by the way, for like 10 or 20 crystals, write to me. It's a joke. Yeah.
Mitya, did you mean not a ton proposal?
Yes. Well, that's one of the proposals for stablecoin, but yeah, that's proposal that we've did with Andrew Lashen in from Provenda, and but any stablecoin.
Do you have any algorithmic stablecoin designs in mind?
algorithmic stablecoins, like we definitely, like we started from the algorithmic stablecoin design when designing this this proposal, but algorithmic stablecoins, they can only give you a direction. They cannot precisely measure. So I can give you an idea right now for algorithmic stablecoin, which we have started from, and we couldn't figure out how to work precisely. That's why we added auction. Basically, the idea was like, take a very simple assumption that you have a deep pools and you have like stakes, validator stakes. By the amount of staking, you can determine what's happening probably with the price of the token in outside world.
This kind of prediction market.
It is a prediction market, but you can take the prediction without people like you can take people interactions with the stakes, and from that to predict, just to taking this measure and predict, because it's on-chain measure, and predict what's happening with the token, right? You can do that, and actually you can do that. The problem is you cannot do that precisely. Like,
this is a simple derivative.
It is you can build a derivative on top of that, yes, but that is another story. Basically, like you cannot precisely measure that, and the price of the stable coin will not follow in any, like it will the band will be too wide.
Like in this protocol, you need arbitrageurs to leverage this this price.
If you have arbitrageurs, then it's done. It's not algorithmic stablecoin anymore.
Arbitrators, I believe you mean.
Like, you know, I mean a protocol. I mean, it needs like to have the protocol needs to have parties, different parties in the process.
Well, that's what we propose.
And you have them. Yeah. Yes, you have them, because those parties will actually buy NOT and convert it to TON. So that's
why we added them. That's why we added them. We added them to make the price precise, to narrow the band between the outside price and the internal.
So you mean validation process in Triton will also somehow extend with this like stablecoin validators?
Well, that's the idea.
Mitya, let me explain a little bit. So it's very simple. So first of all, it is combination of layer 1 oracles. So that's where you put price indications, and then it is DEX and AMM for one pair.
So this is order. So this is order-based exchange.
So that's simple interpretation. How I
it's an auction. Yeah, it's basically an auction which determines the final price to the nuances of the narrowing the band.
So like you imagine an exchange, decentralized exchange, and it's based not on pools but on the like order lists for buying and for selling.
It's not that simple. You need to read the proposal. I mean, if you want to get like a 2 minutes version, it's not going to work. So please read the proposal. It's not that hard. You can skip the formulas if you want, but you will. I mean, you will understand how it works even without the formulas. Because formulas are really getting just basically the proofs of the auction, theory. But you will understand how it works.
And how long did you work on abbreviations for tokens? Because I know that you
not
have
not at all. Just it was just as like a 1 second kind of.
In certificate proposal, you have a token named cow.
Yes, I know. Thank you for reminding me that. Yes, it's a conscious decision.
So the next token will be dog.
You can create a proposal out of that.
All right. Duck. Listen, we have Ben Sunderland with us here from Dune Network.
Fine.
He made it.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
We can.
Right, There's a bit of a lag on the YouTube to the call, so I'm just working out which time zone I'm in here. There we go. If I minimize that one, I can concentrate on this one. Good to speak to you again, Ron.
Good to speak to you as well. Sorry about the mishap. I literally like I don't know what happened. My Discord is huge. I got for everybody. I was on this AMA and my IT guy was configuring my laptop, and for whatever reason, Discord is huge. Like, I mean, the letters are this big, and I can't see what's being written or what I'm writing. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with it, but it was good. It was great. And,
yeah, you handled it well.
Very well responsive. So I tried.
Excellent.
But please go ahead. Yeah, tell us a little bit about your position, what your thoughts are, what Dune Network in general feels about this merger.
Yeah, so obviously I'm community manager for Dune, so kind of halfway between the technical team and the community themselves. We had obviously a few mixed responses when the proposal first went out. I think obviously TON being new, you know, a lot of our people had to get familiar with it. I think generally the consensus is pretty positive at the minute. I'm not sure who was it. Alex, who mentioned earlier, the vote does open today. I think we've got about 4 or 5 hours, well, 5-6 hours by my watch, till that opens on our side. So yeah, that'll be running for a week. From there, obviously, we're waiting for the feedback from the TON community. Been keeping an eye on the message boards. Generally, yeah, seems a very positive vibe. Personally, I think, yeah, it's a great move for both of us. I've said it about 100 times over the past couple of weeks, but you know, 2 things together can become more than the sum of their parts. You know, it's not a case of kind of 3 + 3; it's 3 × 3. Yeah, so
exponential growth. That's right. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. A lot of the skills, particularly, I understand if I'm getting the technicals right here, formal verification is a big part of you know, Origin Labs' kind of skill set and expertise, and that's something which you know, they can really bring to the table with FreeTON in particular, something which is needed. Yeah.
It is, and I think, and Alex, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're talking about well over 100 seasoned developers that really that you know are. It's kind of like I don't know. It's kind of like TON Labs ×2, right?
So there's for Origin Labs, there's full-time staff of what we're looking about 8 to 10 full-time developers, all PhD'd up to their eyebrows. You know, these guys, their conversations mostly go over my little head. Yeah, but that's on top of that, obviously, we're bringing the garage to the table with the expertise, which is a big thing. I think gives, you know, that kind of physical premise or big physical advertisement space, which location, heart of Paris. You know,
it's an incubator based in Paris. Yep.
Yeah.
Blockchain incubator.
Let's get the link up. I'll pop that in the chat for everyone if no one's seen it. There we go.
Yeah. And on YouTube too. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I can only see good things happening from this, but again, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I'm very positive about it myself as well. Again, every big move like that, anything worth doing, generally there'll be 2 sides of the discussion, and that can only be a good thing, you know.
That's right. Controversy. Like I said last week, emotion breeds emotion, right? So
exactly,
it's a good thing, or emotion breeds whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a boiler room statement anyway. So, but yeah, I mean, I think it would set I personally think it would set a really good precedent, and maybe elevate the exposure of what FreeTON is about to a greater audience. And for me, that's already enough.
Exactly. Yeah. I think Cyril also put out a piece recently on his thoughts on it. He kind of went into the acqui-hire side of things, so more the business side of things, and how this would represent what would happen in a more traditional economy kind of move. So it's representative of something kind of much bigger than just this one proposal in itself as well, I think, but I'm over opinionated on these matters.
I agree. I mean, just because we're decentralized doesn't mean the rules of business go away. So.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's setting a precedent that decentralization can do everything big business can do, and possibly even bigger and better than they can do it.
Much bigger and better, because now it's not 7 people on a board deciding it; it's thousands of people deciding it together, which is actually friggin' awesome.
yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Ben. I appreciate it, man.
No worries.
Appreciate you coming. Okay, guys, if there's no more questions, we made it in still over an hour, but I think that's because I sort of, I sort of wanted more questions, more activity. If nobody else has anything to say, and if you do, just raise your hand and say something. There you go, Darkwing Duck.
Okay. In the end of this conversation, I would like to say one thing for me and for all. I would like to say on my own behalf, the TON is not just about coins, about up, down, or price. It's about people, about community of smart and interested in it people, about technology. And I personally, and we try to make it outside the framework of only a narrow circle of people and interested as many people as possible. It's what I wish, it's my dream maybe. Therefore, one of these steps was taken by the SMM, as I also say, because our new competition is absolutely international. We wanna, we don't wanna that only a small circle of people, which also in SMM will participate in it, but all people, different groups, different countries, mentality, and so on. So the first thing I invite everyone, because it's a very small step of new SMM for us, but it's too big step for global decentralization. I think it's my opinion. So, and another thing that I believe that there are 3 principles in life. It's love, freedom, and knowledge. I mean that everyone, if everyone loves what they do, feel free in what he's doing, and constantly develop what he or she loves, then we will have a great success. Because as many people, there is as many people, there are many opinions and ideas, and it's more, it's better than a lot of people discuss maybe just little thing, or just then only 5, 7, 10 people and so on. So that's all that I want to say. That's like something like synergy.
And I could not have said it better myself. And rather than me closing it out, I'm honored to say that's the best way to close out a call. Thank you very much. That was very inspiring, and you are absolutely correct. So on that note, everyone, we will see you Tuesday next. Thank you very much for coming. Have a wonderful rest of your week.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.